What's going on, you guys? Rasul CRE back at you with another video. Today I wanted to talk about the string of foreclosures that you guys may or may not have been reading about on the internet. Cases like these that you might see in the background, I've shared a couple of them, and I do it for awareness of what's been happening in the market. Ever since 2022, the Fed has gone absolutely insane with an unprecedented run on the interest rates where everything has been going. I mean, we were as low as like in the 2% on some of the deals that we were looking at. To today's rates, we're looking at probably well over 5 or 6 for stabilized debt, and bridge debt is up to like 9 or 10%. And what happens is, if you look at multifamily holistically, when you purchase it, you're typically buying on average, let's call it a 6% capitalization rate, meaning that the money that you put in there, you're making 6% on your money. But if you have to borrow at like 7 or 8%, then basically, fundamentally, you're upside down in that deal. Unless you can beat down your mortgage payment with putting a big enough down payment on there. But when you put too much money into a deal, you lose the benefit of leverage, and then now you're not getting as big a return as you would typically be, and it doesn't make sense for people to start doing deals like that. Because why would you want to go ahead and do all this extra work and value add and everything for like a 7 or 8% return when you can just put that money into like a bond of some sort and be really safe and all that other stuff, right? So I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about that a little bit. What are you supposed to do? How do you circumnavigate these types of issues in today's market? Well, first off, there's a lot of sellers who are actually becoming distressed because they are on adjustable rate mortgages, and every single time there's a rate hike, they get further and further behind on their ability to pay, and sometimes they're actually upside down. And so in these cases, they don't have very many options. So for me as a buyer, what I'd be tempted to do is take over that property and basically force them to sell at a loss. You know, it's nothing personal. I feel bad for those types of situations because we all, mean to do well and make money and be profitable and do all those other types of things. But the cards are what the cards are. The way the market had turned out, unfortunately, nobody, 0% of the people could have predicted that the interest rates were going to increase by 300 basis points in a 1-year period. That's never happened in the history of ever, right? So in order to underwrite to that kind of standard, like if I was going to do that today, like today, even now, I don't imagine that type of thing would happen. But even if it did, the only way I can mitigate against that would be to get into stabilized fixed rate debt, meaning that no matter what happens after I close on my property, interest rates could go up, my mortgage is going to stay the same. And if I buy that property on a long enough time horizon, right, with inflation, cost of living going up as it always does, even with the dip in the market and the recovery, on a long enough time horizon, I'd be okay. I'd be insulated. So in hindsight, that's what could have been done to be able to prevent a lot of these things. But unfortunately, it happened the way it happened. We're at where we're at right now, and I'm actually pretty certain there's going to be a lot more of it coming soon. So we're going to be prepared for that. It's a great opportunity for people to buy and everything like that. But for you guys who are upside down or stuck into a deal that you can't get out of, you got to make some hard decisions at this point. Do you sell at a loss? Do you try to hold on for dear life and keep pumping money into it? Do you go to your investors and say, hey guys, let's bail this thing out. Keep pumping money into this thing and try to keep it afloat until you're in it for long enough. But at that point, is it even going to be worth it if you put all that extra money in and you dilute your returns? So it's a really tough conversation. You have to have these conversations with your investor relations person, with the sponsors on your team, with the meetings with the GPs, whatever you got to do to get all the facts and understand the situation that you're in. It's tough for everybody, right? So I want you guys to make sure that you understand the math behind how everything works, why it works. And even though things look bad today, it's creating a very awesome opportunity for buyers in the very short future that's to come. So pay attention, watch my videos. If you guys want to learn more information, follow, share this for me if you could, like it, just so more people understand the nature of how the math works behind multifamily so that you can be prepared to capitalize on what's to come in the market in the very near future. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.